Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Patrícia Caldeira from doncorgi.com and today we're going to talk about color. I know that it can be very hard to choose color, especially if you're not really planning it, so you're just making a drawing and then you decide, yes, I'm going to color this. And then it gets the hard part. Sometimes it works well, other times you just can't match your colors as you want them. So we're going to talk about this today. I'm going to show you two digital softwares. They are on the web, so there's no need to install anything on your computer, and these are very helpful to choose your color. They show you color schemes and palettes that you can use and experiment in your drawings. These are very good either for when you're doing your work and you're not sure which colors to use, but also to learn more about color and to experiment with it. You can choose a palette, have no plan of drawing, just choose one or choose some colors from these websites and just start drawing only with these colors, for example. It is a very good exercise for you to learn more about coloring and your relationship with colors. So let's take a look at them. Alright, so the first website we're going to take a look at is Coolors. I'm not really sure how to pronounce this, but Coolors sounds good to me. So it is coolors.co. And once you enter it, it will immediately give you a random pattern, a random palette. So this is it. It is very simple to use. You just come up over here to show you a random palette. If you want another one, you can either go over here to generate, you click it and it will give you another one, or alternatively you can also press your spacebar and it will give you more random palettes. I think this one is really nice for when you're not sure or you have no idea what colors you want to use, or you just want to have some fun with colors, so you choose a random palette and try to stick with those colors for the whole drawing. I think it's really fun, especially if you're doing some prompts. If you do some random prompts and then just add random colors to it, it's a nice way for you to learn to work with color and make everything look harmonized in your drawings and balanced. Now, when we have our colors, you have some things that you can do to change it. For example, you can come up to one of the colors that you have in the palette, come up over here. For example, this one will give you alternative shades from the color we had. So let me change here, because black is a very simple color. So okay, this one is better. So yes, I can come up over here. So as you see, you can change to something that you might prefer. So we have here all these shades of blue and you can choose another one. Then if you want, you can drag the colors to see them behaving, or to see how they behave with one another. And finally you have the adjust button, which you can use to change the hue, the saturation of the color, or its brightness. So as you can see, there's still a lot of customization for your palettes here. Then finally there's just some other things that you can do. For example, if you are colorblind, you can actually choose which type and it will show you the colors accordingly, which I think it's really good, or at least I hope it is. It sounds really interesting, so if you are colorblind, this might be very useful for you. Then of course you have this button here that if you toggle it, it will show you the different shades for each color and you can choose whichever you want. It will give you, as you can see, all the shades in that line. For example here, there we go. And now here again you can adjust your palettes, change the hue, the saturation, the brightness, and even the temperature. So I think it is very interesting. There's a lot of customization to it. Then when you're done, when you have a palette that you like, you can come up over here to export and choose how you want to export it. Usually I will go with PNG because then I can open it in my drawing software, then I pick the colors and I have everything to use. You can also just copy the codes here and paste it on your drawing software on the colors. So then finally you have the save button. This one you need to create an account to use it, but it can be very useful because you can save your palettes in your account. So anytime you're drawing something and you want to pick up some colors, you can come up to your account, see your palettes and export one and use it. And finally, you can also explore and see other palettes that people found and decide to share with you. And you can do the same thing. You can also share your palettes with other people. There's a lot of options here. So if you don't want to go with a random, you can also look for something that people already found and maybe you'll find something that you like. So this is it for Coolors, and now let's take a look to our other website. So now we have here Paletton.com. This one is very well known, is very popular. While studying, I was already using this one. Now, if you look at it, it can seem a bit more complex than the one before, but the big change here is that you have all the control over your colors. That, and you can work with color harmonies. So as you can see over here, we have different color harmonies. So right now we have a monochromatic style. So you can come up over here all the way through the wheel and you'll see here examples of the colors that you can use. There's also the presets down here. So you have different color schemes that you can save and use for your drawings. And then you have other color harmonies. For example, we have 3 adjacent colors over here. You can go around the color wheel. We have the triads, same thing. You can also move this and have different colors. You have lots of control here and you can do anything with it. So the tetrads, and another thing is you can use this wheel here, but you can also come up over here and here you're going to move your shades. So if you want something more lighter or in a more pastel tone, for example, darker, so you can move this all around and try out different combinations. You have all the control as you can see here. And so you have your colors. If you want to start over, you can just come up over here and reset it, and it's again to how it was at the beginning, and you can move it around again. Alternatively, you can also randomize. So you have here 4 options. You can choose for similar colors but unlike style. Let's see what we have. So there we go. Well, I actually like this one a lot. Then there's the unlike option, so it will choose a whole other color, something similar, so there's not much of a difference, and then unlike colors but similar style. So let's see, there we go, it just changed the color but that part here is still the same. So you can also randomize and see what you'll get. Then finally, another thing that I want to show you is, for example, okay, yeah, let's have this. I like it. And let's say you want to see your colors in action. You can come up over here to examples and you have several styles. For example, if you want to use these colors for a website, you can see here how it examples on how to use the colors. Of course, you can use them differently, but it will give you an idea on how the colors will look. Then if you want to see in artwork, well, you also have that option. Of course, this is all very simple, all very basic, but it can give you an idea on how the colors behave together. And finally, the same for animation. It will also give you examples. So this will give you already an idea on how the colors work together, how balanced they are, and if you like to use them. Now, when you're ready, when you chose your palette and your colors, you can come up to over here to color tables and export. And there's a lot of ways for you to export it. So for example, if you want these colors for a website, you probably want to export them with one of these options. If it is for your drawings, so if you're using it to open in a drawing software, again, I would go for a PNG image and then paste it on your drawing, pick up the colors, and that's it. Again, you have the codes. If you prefer to, you can just copy the codes and go with it. So now that you saw how to use these websites, we are now going to see an example of using the colors and applying them to your drawings. So here is my drawing, very simple line art, and now I'm going to choose my palettes to work on. I'm going to give two examples, one using Coolors and another using Paletton. So let's see what we'll get. And here we have the final product. So one of my palettes were all about cold colors, most of it, even though pink can be a warmer color, in this case I think it looks all very cold, so I ended up going with a winter approach. As you saw, I experimented with it a lot. Then I had the idea, well, I'm going to make it snow. It's night and it's snowy, there's snow everywhere. And then for the other one, we had warmer colors, and now we have a whole other atmosphere. Now it looks more of a end of summer and beginning of autumn day. It feels completely different than this one. Another thing for you to have in consideration is don't use all the colors in the same quantity. Use some more than the others, otherwise it will be very confusing. But you can use each one of these in the quantity that will look more balanced. So choose two colors that will be the main of your drawing, for example, and the other two will be less, and the other two won't appear as much in a drawing as the other ones. Like I said, experimentation is key here, so don't be afraid to experiment, especially if you're doing this on the computer. You'll have lots of chances to change your drawing. So experiment different things until you reach a final version. And that's it. As you can see, you don't need anything extra on a computer. You just go to the web, you go to these websites and use them. They are very easy to use and very helpful. So I hope you liked this and this helped you. Now, if you want to know more about color, I made a color theory course where I talk all about color, either color schemes, color temperatures, saturation, color harmonies, everything you need to know about color for artists. So if you are interested in that, check the link below. There's a coupon for you on Udemy, so be sure to grab it. And hopefully I will see you next week. Your coloring and your how to say this, anything on your computer, you don't need